Well, y'all, at midnight, Melody Shari Rogers released her statement stating that she would no longer be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. After 9 seasons of sharing her life with us, she has decided to part ways with
Melody Shari's exit from Love and Marriage. Huntsville caught everyone off guard. Fans were shocked because she wasn't just any cast member. She was the one who brought honesty and energy to the show. With her gone, everything feels different. But the drama didn't end there. The man who once tried to bring her down now has to deal with life on the show without her. Some folks believe Martell didn't see it coming, while others think he knew but chose to ignore it. Either way, he didn't stay silent about it.
So whenever we tend to be rejected, that hurts our soul, us emotionally.
So my question,
that'll make us do things that we shouldn't do. Once we feel that rejection, and I felt it. My ex, she felt it, and that caused us to do things that'll hurt. Because of that rejection. I didn't think that I would be the person to, going through this divorce, breaking down and crying and stuff like that. I'd never been a person to cry.
Right.
But this situation made me a little emotional and things like that, especially, my kids, I love them so much.
From the beginning, Melody Shari wasn't just part of the cast, she stood out. She owned the spotlight on Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Fans connected with her because of her strength and how she kept going, even when everything in her world seemed to fall apart. She wasn't just there for the drama, she brought heart to the show. But while people saw a confident businesswoman and a dedicated mom behind the scenes, she was facing a lot. The problems with Martell Holt didn't stop after their divorce. It felt like he was constantly trying to make things harder for her. Every season, he'd come with something new, questioning how she raised their kids, spreading rumors, and trying to turn others in the cast against her. And he wasn't the only one. Some of her castmates clearly didn't have her back either. You could see the lines being drawn, and Melody often seemed isolated, even off camera. The tension was obvious. It looked like the producers were leaning into the drama that followed her. Probably because it kept viewers talking. There were moments where it felt like she was being put in situations just to stir things up. Still, Melody pushed forward. She focused on her business ventures, her music, and being present for her kids. But after a while, the weight of it all started to show. The constant stress, the betrayals, the negativity, it began to wear her down. Fans noticed the shift. She wasn't as emotionally involved in the show anymore. She seemed distant, like she was already halfway out the door. Thinking back, it's clear this didn't happen overnight. The pressure had been building for a long time. The signs were there, but no one really expected her to leave, especially not the way she did.
Talk about your morals or lack thereof. Let's talk about your integrity or lack thereof. Let's talk about that. Okay? Let's talk about some stuff that actually has a little bit of substance. Okay? Secondly, girl, you're talking about I filed bankruptcy. Yes, sweetie, after your boyfriend filed. After he filed. So I didn't want everything to fall on me, not because I couldn't take care of everything. So let's get the facts straight. But I'm sure you have still continued to listen to all the lies that he gave. You know what? I finally understand why you was able to be a side chick for 5 years. Because you...
For months, there had been quiet talk about things going wrong behind the scenes. And once again, Martell was right in the middle of it. He kept stirring trouble, but this time it seemed like he wasn't facing any real pushback. Instead of being held accountable, he still had the space to cause problems in Melody's life. Meanwhile, the cast dynamics were shifting. Melody was becoming more and more alone, with fewer people she could actually rely on. And then there's the network. Reality. TV feeds off drama, and Melody's life brought in views. But at what cost? Was she being pressured to stay in situations that were clearly unhealthy? Were the producers shaping stories in ways that kept her stuck in chaos, leaving her with no room to breathe? Being surrounded by constant negativity can wear anyone down. At some point, you have to ask yourself if staying is even worth it. So what pushed her to finally leave? Something had to have happened that crossed a line. Something big. Maybe it was another stab in the back from someone on the cast. Maybe things went down behind the scenes that left her feeling powerless. Or maybe Martell had one more role in driving her away. Whatever the final straw was, it's clear Melody wasn't just stepping away from a show. She was sending a message. She was tired of being dragged into the drama, tired of being used, and ready to stop playing a part that didn't feel right anymore. Her exit shocked a lot of people, but now the biggest question is, what comes next for her?
You be shaking your dang on head at yourself.
I ain't did.
You always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that. You always doing. No, it ain't accurate. No, it's not actually accurate. You said to me that when we were married, I was going to hotels cheating on you. That's a goddamn lie.
I didn't say you wanted to.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that you was.
Yes, you did.
There's
and
a
you've said
possibility.
it multiple times.
There's a possibility because like me.
Well, we know
what?
you were cheating.
It's okay. Okay, I'm sorry for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not sorry.
I knew
for
they was
cheating.
going to destroy what we had. All this.
When Melody Shari shared that she was leaving Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Martell kept his reaction calm and controlled. The same man who had spent years making things difficult for her suddenly acted like it didn't bother him at all, played it cool, like her leaving wasn't a big deal. But anyone familiar with Martell knows that when he tries too hard to act unbothered, there's usually something deeper going on, and it didn't take long before the cracks started to show. Martell had built so much of his presence on the show around Melody. Their relationship, the messy divorce, and everything that followed. Without her, what was left? His business image had taken a hit. His public reputation wasn't what it used to be, and he no longer looked like the successful family man he once claimed to be. So was he really upset about Melody leaving, or was he more concerned about how it would affect him? Let's be honest, a lot of his scenes were tied to their drama. Whether it was co-parenting struggles, heated arguments, or trying to change the story about their past, Melody was a big reason he stayed in the spotlight. Without her, who would challenge him? Who would call him out when he twisted facts? He wasn't just losing his ex-wife. He was losing the center of his story. Melody's presence forced him to face things, and with her gone, that spotlight might dim for him too. And once it started sinking in, Martell's behavior shifted. He popped up more, threw subtle shots at Melody, and kept mentioning her name. He acted like he didn't care, but the fact that he kept talking about her said a lot. The real question now is, can Martell carry the show without Melody? Or will he fade into the background now that the person who brought the most fire is gone?
From that, what I did that I
repeatedly
so just regret from the depths of my heart. I regret. I'm like, if I knew, now it's like it wouldn't be this way. You know what I'm saying?
You should have.
The moment Melody walked away, everything shifted. For the producers, this was a huge issue. She wasn't just part of the cast. She was the main draw. Viewers were connected to her story, her struggles, and her strength. She brought the raw, emotional moments that made the show feel real. Without her, the balance of the show changed completely. Now the big question is, who takes the lead? Some, like Kimmy and Letitia, might see this as their shot to step forward. They've mostly played side roles in the bigger storylines, but with Melody gone, there's room for someone new to take the spotlight. The real challenge is whether they can actually keep the same energy and connection that Melody brought. Can they pull the audience in the same way? Then there's Martell. He might see this as his chance to take center stage, but his storyline has always been connected to Melody. Without her, does he really have enough going on to stay interesting? When people start feeling irrelevant, they sometimes stir up drama just to stay in the mix. And Martell has shown before that he's not above doing that. Looking at the bigger picture, there's a real question about whether Love and Marriage, Huntsville, can even keep going strong without Melody. Her story helped the show grow. Her honesty, strength, and personal journey pulled people in. Now, the producers are in a tough spot trying to keep viewers watching. Whether you loved her or not, one thing is clear. The show won't be the same without her.
Wrap for Melody Shari Rogers on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's officially announced that she will not be returning to the reality TV series. Look, there have been a lot of signs that Melody was done with OWN, that she was done with Carlos, because she unfollowed him. She's said some things on social media, and most recently, she revealed some things about her issues with the show and how it's being produced. And someone, a producer on her show, basically wanted to be her TV manager. And when she said no, she felt as if there was...
Just when we thought we had the full picture, boom. A massive leak flips the whole story. Melody leaving Love and Marriage. Huntsville was already a shock, but now it looks like it may not have been her choice. A leaked chat has fans buzzing, suggesting she was actually pushed out rather than walking away on her own. So what's really going on behind the scenes? For months, there were whispers that Melody felt isolated. Her long, drawn-out drama with Martell had drained her, and with cast alliances constantly shifting and possible producer interference, it seems like the pressure was building. But this leak, it changes everything. It points to the possibility that Melody didn't just leave. She was removed. Was this the producer's move to shake things up? Some fans believe it. In reality TV, when a star becomes too powerful or calls too many shots, networks sometimes cut them loose. And Melody? She wasn't just another cast member. She was the heart of the show. That level of influence might have become a threat. And Martell? Don't forget, He's been trying to control the narrative with Melody for years. From their marriage to their messy breakup, he's always wanted the upper hand. Could he have played a role in this? Did he push from behind the scenes to finally get her out of the way? Some fans think so. There's even talk that other cast members may have been in on it. The vibe shifted long before Melody's exit, like she was being slowly pushed to the side. This leak just confirms those suspicions for a lot of people. Now, the show's in a tough spot. Melody was the one who brought real depth, strength, and emotion. Without her, the whole dynamic is off. Martell might believe this is his moment to shine. But without Melody, what does he really bring? His drama, always centered on her. Without that connection, does he have anything left that people care about? Kimmy, Letitia, and others might try to step into the spotlight. But let's be real. Can they keep viewers locked in the same way Melody did? Fans are already debating the future of the show, and the reactions are wild. One fan said, "No Melody, no show." Simple as that. Another added, "They really tried to push her out? Wow, I'm done." A third wrote, "Martell thought he won, but this is going to blow up in his face." And the biggest question? Is Melody really gone for good? Because if this wasn't her decision, there's always the chance of a major comeback. And if she returns, don't expect it to be quiet. Expect fireworks. Martell might be acting calm now, but it's clear. Without Melody, his storyline, his relevance, and maybe even the whole show are hanging by a thread. What do y'all think? Was Melody really forced out? Can Love and Marriage, Huntsville survive without her? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates and behind-the-scenes tea.